Hello and welcome to the show. I am Kachi Ofia, your host for the next hour of pure entertainment goodness and, of course, your best showbiz reviews, because this is Arise 360. Now, you know it's going to be an amazing show. Yes, of course, I'll be taking you around the world of entertainment and letting you know what's been going down with your favorite celebrities. So to start with, I'll be letting you know the biggest stories from the four corners of the world on my daily trip around the world. And then it will be up to the inside scoop about your favorite chart toppers in the music industry. Also on the show, as always, I'll have recommendations for the best shows in town when we talk arts and culture. And finally, I'll be chatting with my guest for the day, Zainab Balogun, an amazing actress. So, I mean, we also have film and television. So much on the show for you today. Keep it locked on Arise 360. All right, now let's start the show, as always, by taking a look at some of the top stories that have made major headlines all around the world. And that will be happening in a day around the world.
I don't have anything to say to him. I don't even know if I want an apology. I wouldn't even feel it was real. I just think he's numb to people's feelings, and he knows about my story. He's been dismissive about it. He still didn't address what he did to me. So I just hope he gets help. He admits to his wrongdoings, and he's held accountable.
I'd just like you to know that you really hurt me. I was a little girl in like a bad man's world. I never really recovered from it. I'm really angry with you for what you're doing. I don't understand it. Why you would want to hurt so many women.
Now, these are the words from some of the survivors of R. Kelly's alleged abuse. Now, starting off in America, we're back with some more information on the devastating documentary Surviving R. Kelly. Above all things, what survivor Faith Rogers would like to say to R. Kelly is, time's up. Faith Rogers was speaking in New York at a news conference organized by her attorney in response to threats allegedly made by Kelly, including disclosures about his accuser's sex life from other men.
I stand up for taking a stand against R. Kelly, someone who's been termed the king of R&B and is loved by many, has not been easy. I decided after a great deal of thought that I should speak my truth, because it is time I stand up for myself. I trusted him and he betrayed my trust. Once I recognized my worth, I knew I had to walk away.
We are here today to let Mr. Kelly know in no uncertain terms that he cannot and will not intimidate his alleged victims into keeping silent about their allegations. Mr. Kelly, you may soon join the ranks of Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein. Just as they have been and are being held accountable for their actions, you also must be accountable. You can look forward to a legacy which will not be your music, but rather the pain and suffering that you inflicted on the many vulnerable teenagers and young women who claim they were victimized by you.
Ironically, R. Kelly was seen partying around town, and it's almost as if he is oblivious as to what's going on. Oh, well, let's stay in America, where Hollywood's award season festivities continue this past Sunday with the Critics' Choice Awards. Now, let's get down to all the nitty-gritty to start with. Lady Gaga won the first award of the night for Best Song for her collaboration, Shallow, from the movie A Star Is Born. Now, she went on to tie for Best Actress in a Motion Picture with Glenn Close, who won for The Wife.
But I am truly blessed, and I am in shock this evening to be honored as both a musician and as an actress. I cannot tell you what it means to me. It was my greatest dream to be an actor, and I gave it up. But here I am now with Glenn Close. She's legendary. I couldn't be more proud to be standing next to her this evening. Quite frankly, I'm a bit speechless.
And that's why I'm so thrilled with it. I'm a tie with Gaga, because it just seems right, you know? It seems cool. And I'm thinking maybe one year everybody in the same category will all be up there together, because how do you choose? And I've been around a bit, and I've taught myself, I don't know if it's a Yankee thing, but you just don't believe that something's going to happen until it happens.
That's beautiful. Well, still on the Critics' Choice Awards, the historical comedy drama The Favourite, starring Olivia Colman, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz, took the lead with 14 nominations and, of course, not surprisingly, took home the award for Best Acting Ensemble. Now let's talk about Mahershala Ali and, of course, Regina King, who each won Golden Globe Awards 1 week ago. We're really excited for them. Well, they were acknowledged yet again for their respective performances in Green Book and, of course, If Beale Street Could Talk. And definitely, it was a huge night for the assassination of Gianni Versace, American Crime Story. Well, Daniel Cris won the Best Actor in a Movie Made for TV or Limited Series for his role as Andrew Cunanan, and the show took home the award for Best Limited Series. And then, I mean, where do we begin to even talk about the beautiful blue carpet? I mean, it was completely lit with beautiful colors, and the celebrities strutted their best fashion pieces. It was just a beautiful sight to behold. Well, another major event on the night of the event was the fact that John Krasinski talked about the sequel to A Quiet Place. Well, Paramount confirmed in August 2018 that a sequel will be released in cinemas on May 15th, 2020. So the producer, Andrew Form, confirmed that John Krasinski would be involved with the sequel before he revealed that he was writing the sequel in October 2018. Well, for now, we don't know if he'll be directing again, but we definitely know that the sequel is happening.
It was one of those things that I don't feel pressure, because it's something that I wasn't expecting to do. I mean, we made this movie certainly to be one really special movie that we loved, but we totally understand why it would be a sequel. I wasn't expecting to do it. And then I got to say, the thing that hit me was most sequels have a hero or a villain coming back, and you have to create the world around them. And we have the exact opposite experience. We have this whole world to explore, and who knows who the villains or the heroes can be in there. And so it's sort of exploring the rest of the world.
Now let's talk about what's going on in Latin America. Lin-Manuel Miranda played out his lead role in the hit musical Hamilton to start a 2-week run in Puerto Rico, expected to raise thousands of dollars for artists and cultural groups that are struggling in the wake of Hurricane Maria. Now, it is the first time that Miranda has performed the role of U.S. founding father Alexander Hamilton since his last appearance in the Broadway version in July 2016. Amongst those expected to attend the show are several federal lawmakers that are allegedly visiting the U.S. territory for the weekend to learn more about reconstruction efforts following the Hurricane Maria, which caused more than $100 billion in damage when it hit on September 20th, 2017. And now let's head over to Asia, where the Paramount Transformers spin-off easily, like literally easier than Crazy Rich Asians did, easily topped 2 new Chinese language releases to win its second weekend. So Paramount's Bumblebee remained relatively buzzy on its second weekend in Chinese cinemas, earning $25.8 million to rocket past the 100 million mark. While the Haley Steinfeld starring Transformers spin-off will definitely never match the central franchise's enormous local box office numbers. I mean, Transformers Age of Extinction was a really high point with $320 million in China, but Bumblebee is still an unqualified win in the Middle Kingdom. The film has rated highly with cinema goers and, of course, online reviews forums. And we're still asking what happened with Crazy Rich Asians. Well, let's leave that and go over to Australia, where the newlywed Miley Cyrus is giving us love vibes for days. So she shared a love letter to her husband, Liam Hemsworth, in honor of his birthday. So Hemsworth just turned 29, and Cyrus broke their official, let's keep our love private policy, like Adekunle Golden Sr. are doing right now. And they did this by sharing clips of them goofing around and a post where she wrote, "I thought I could share some of my favorite things about my favorite dude in honor of his very special day. The way you look at me, the way you look at our dogs, our pigs, our horses, our cats, our fish, the way you look at your family, your friends, and strangers at life." Well, she went on to share several pages of things she loved about Liam Hemsworth, including the fact that she has a brush, or rather a teeth brushing partner. And of course, his dirty socks on the floor, she did not leave that part out. Anyways, they dated off and on over the years before celebrating the 2018 Christmas holiday by getting married. And now let's go over to Europe. So if Dolce & Gabbana is still stinking over the backlash in China, which was major, by the way, well, they tried to salvage that situation in Milan with quiet elegance. So the runway show was the brand's first major outing after being forced to cancel the Shanghai show in November amid accusations of cultural insensitivity. Well, the pace of the Milan show was slow and determined, as designers Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana snubbed out millennials for millionaires. Now, the collection contained an array of timeless looks for the global dandy, from the American Great Gatsby to a Silicon Noble, or, yes, even a Chinese tycoon. The designers put the focus on workmanship, with tailors cutting and stitching in the background. It's safe to say that they definitely did a good job. Well, let's go over to the UK, where finally we have a date. So the royal family is constantly growing, and right now, so is Meghan Markle's adorable baby bump. So the Duchess of Sussex is getting ready to enter the final stretch of her pregnancy and welcome her first child with Prince Harry in the spring. So while speaking to various fans during a stroll around Birkenhead, England in January, Meghan Markle revealed to a complete stranger that she was due in late April, although she wouldn't give an exact date. Now, when the baby is born, the baby will become 7th in line to the British throne, one step behind his 34-year-old father, Prince Harry, who is 6th in line, and then the newborn's uncle, 58-year-old Prince Andrew, will be bumped down to the 8th slot. And his daughters, 30-year-old Princess Beatrice and 28-year-old Princess Eugenie, will be 9th and 10th, respectively. And now let's head over to India. It's been 2 big months since Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh got married, and needless to say, they're like a match made in heaven who were only setting husband and wife goals every passing day. But one question has been bothering everyone. What is going on with their last names? Is the Piku star going to add Singh to her son name, just like how Sanam Kapoor, Neha Dubia, and many others from Bollywood have done post-marriage? Well, the 33-year-old actor said the conversation, or just the thought of it, has not crossed her mind or her husband's. She added that this may be because it's not important. Also, she has worked extremely hard to create her own identity, and so has her husband. So they may just decide to, keep their first names. Nothing is going to change. But anyway, something is definitely changing in Africa right now, or maybe around the world. So social media has been going crazy over the past 24 hours, not because Kendall posted some picture. This is literally a hashtag. So it is about images of your favorite celebrities or friends 10 years ago. So the vast difference between the pictures in terms of fashion, style, or even skin color made it even more fun and hilarious to look out for. So far, it has spread like wildfire, and if you want to check it out and have a good laugh, simply go on Instagram or Twitter and check out hashtag 10 Years Challenge, and you may just find mine as well. But you can rest assured that mine doesn't look so bad. Not too bad. Anyways, let's stay in Africa, where South African-based Zimbabwean reggae and dancehall sensation Buffalo Soldier has challenged prominent business persons to support the local music industry. Now, in a thought-provoking Instagram post, the award-winning artist called on local tycoons to fund artists and promote the growth of the music industry in Zimbabwe. Buffalo Soldier singled out a few people: Wicknell Chivhayo, Junius Ginebi Kandungure, Tazvi Macha, and Frank Boyanga in his sponsorship plea, because these are some of the wealthiest men in Zimbabwe. Now, he says that the music industry in Zimbabwe has really struggled over the years from lack of sponsorship, which has stunted the growth in the sector. And he added that contrary to the situation in Zimbabwe, businessmen in other African countries invest in their musicians, which, for example, resulted in a megastar like Nigeria's Wizkid. I mean, he just had to put the comparison there. Anyways, that's it from around the world.